All right, we live.
This is the Sabbath Service, Baltimore School Sabbath Service, December the 16th. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak Thumb, to all the Akims, Yahweh Shemal, Alatham, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, to all the Akwakims. We're going to go straight into it. Amadium. But top, present thyself and thy registry.
Top by Yahweh, by Yahshua.
Wait, so I'm out of Shabbat. No, I'm sorry, I'm out of it. Go ahead and say it.
Top by Yahweh, by Yahshua.
But top, but Yahweh, but Yahshua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Rakhtah.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Rakhtah.
Yeshabian. We're going to be starting off in 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 17 through 23. First in the Hebrew and then in the English. Shalaki, sir. I'll walk you up. If you want to, you can follow along. You don't have to.
So like you said, you said 2 Kings chapter, you said 3.
That's 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 17 through 23.
Let them know we always read.
We're going to be reading in the Hebrew first, and then in the English.
2 Kings chapter 3, verse 17. Verse 7, 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 17 in the Hebrew. Kaya, ka, amar, Yahweh, la'a, fara'awa, raka, wala'a, fara'awa, gasham, waha, nachal, hawa, hahawa'a, yamala'a, mayam, washak, yatham, atham, wama, kwanyakam, wabaha, ma, fakam. Verse 18, wanalakwal, za'af, ba'ayanya, Yahweh, wanaf, af, wa, mawa'ab, bayadakam, Salaki. We're going to 23. Verse 19, waha kayatham, call, ayar, mabatazar, wakal, ayar, mabakawar, wakal, itazam, tawa, fabayawa, wakal, ma'ayanya, mayam, fasatamwa, wakal, hakalakwa, hatawaba, Thakaabwa, Abanyam, verse 20, Wayahaya, Babakwar, Ha'ilawaf, Hamanaka, Wahana, Mayam, Ba'ayam, Madarak, Arawam, Watha Mala'a, Arataza, Af, Hamayam, verse 21, Wakal, Moab, Shemaiah, Kaya, Alwa, Hamalakyam, Laha Lakam, Bum, Waya Taza Aikwa, Makal, Khagara, Wama Allah, Waya Aimadwa, Al, Haga Bawal, verse 22, Waya Shakamyam, Kamwa, Babakwar, Waha Shamash, Zara Ka, Al, Hamayam, Wayara Allah, Mawa'ab, Managad, Hamayam, Adamyam, Kadam, verse 23, Waya Amarwa, Dam, Za, Hakarab, Naharabwa, Hamalakyam, Wayakwa, Ayash, Ra'ai Hawa, Wa'aitha, Falashalal, Mawa'ab, and that's it.
And now we're going to read it, 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 17 through 23 in the English.
God, sir. First Kings chapter 3, verse 17. Second Kings. God. Verse 17. But thus saith the Lord, ye shall not see wind, neither shall ye see rain, yet that valley shall be filled with water, that ye may drink, both ye and your cattle and your beasts. Verse 18. And this is but a light thing in the sight of the Lord. He will deliver the Moabites also into your hand. Verse 19. And ye shall smite every fenced city and every choice city, and shall fell every good tree, and stop all wells of water, and mar even good piece of land with stones. Verse 20. And it came to pass in the morning, when the meat offering was offered, that behold, there came water by the way of Edom, and the country was filled with water. Verse 21. And when all the Moabites heard that the kings were come up to fight against them, they gathered, all that were able to put on armor, and upward, and stood in the border. Verse 22. And they rose up early in the morning, and the sun shone upon the water. And the Moabites saw the water on the other side, as red as blood. Verse 23. And they said, this is blood. The kings are surely slain, and they have smitten one another. Now therefore Moab to the spoil.
I just want to make sure that this right here is the setup of what again?
It looks like, from what I'm seeing, it looks like when Elisha, they were going to war, it looks like Israel was going to war against Moabites.
And the Moabites are, today, the Moabites would be the Chinese. Right? So Israel, which is us, Blacks, Hispanics, First Nation, we're going to war with the Chinese.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 24 through 28, and then 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 1 through 2, first in the Hebrew.
First in the Hebrew. Second Kings chapter 3, verse 24 in the Hebrew. Wayaba'awa, all, Machana, Yasha'ala, Wayakwamwa, Yasha'ala, Wayakwa, Moa'ab, Wayan Sawa, Mapanyahom, Wayabwa, Waha Kawaf, Mawa'ab, verse 25, Waha Aryam, Yaha Raswa, Wakal, Kala Kwa, Tawaba, Yashal Yahwa, Ayash, Abanwa, Salaki, Wamala Awa, Wakal, Ma'ayan, Mayam, Yasa Thumwa, Wakal, Aitasa Tawa, Yapa Yalwa, I, Hasha Yar, Abanya, Bakoyar, Karashath, Waya Sabwa, Hakwalayim, Waya Wa, verse 26, Waya Ra'a, Malak, Wa'a, Kaya, Chazak, Mamanwa, Hamala, Kama, Waya Kwak, Awafwa, Shabai, Ma'awaf, Ayash, Shalak, Kara, Laha, Bakwaya, Yai, Al, Malak, Arawam, Wala'a, Yakowa, verse 27, Wayakwa, Ah, Banwa, Habakawar, Ashar, Yamalak, Thakahyawa, Waya Alawa, Ila, Al, Hakama, Wayahaya, Kwatazak, Garawal, Al, Yasha'ala, Waya Saiwa, Ma'al, Waya Shabwa, La Arataza. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Waya Asha, Akaf, Manashya, Bunya, Hana, Waya Alyam, Taza Aikwa, Al, Aliyashai, La Amar, Ibadka, Ayashya, Math, Wa'atha, Yada'if, Kaya, Ibadka, Haya, Yara'a, Af, Yahawa, Waha Nisha, Ba'a, Lakwa, Kaf, Af, Shunya, Yaladya, Lawa, La'ibadium, verse 2, Wayamar, Alaya Shai, Ma, Aisha, Lak, Hagayadya, Laya, Ma, Yash, Lakya, Babayat, with Amar, Ayan, Lasha, Hakafka, Call, Babayat, Kaya, Asawak, Shaman, and that's it.
Now we're going to be reading.
And sister, and the people that are new, we read the Hebrew because that is actually our native tongue. We're actually, when we speak English and Spanish and French, those are the languages that the oppressor put on us. So one of the things that we are shooting for is to really get back to our native tongue, because our native tongue brings about our culture. Come.
And this is not the so-called Jewish man. He speaks Yiddish, right? So don't think that this is ancient Hebrew, right? They don't speak that. They speak what you would call broken Hebrew. They speak Yiddish, right?
Come.
This is the only place here in ISUPK where we speak in ancient Hebrew.
Come.
So 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 24 in the English. And when they came to the camp of Israel, the Israelites rose up and smote the Moabites, so that they fled before them. But they went forward smiting the Moabites even in their country. And they beat down the cities, and on every good piece of land cast every man his stone, and filled it. And they stopped all the wells of water, and felled all the good trees.
I'm assuming it's kind of
Only,
or took all because maybe it took all the good trees.
okay. Only in Kilharaseth left they the stones thereof, howbeit the slingers went about it and smote it. Verse 26, and when the king of Moab saw that the battle was too sore for him, he took with him 700 men that drew swords to break through even unto the king of Edom. To break through even unto the king of Edom, but they could not. Then he took his eldest son that should have reigned in his stead, and offered him for a burnt offering upon the hill, upon the wall. And there was great indignation against Israel, and they departed from him and returned to their own land. Chapter 4, verse 1. Now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elisha, saying, Thy servant, my husband, is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord. And the creditor is come to take unto him my 2 sons to be bondmen. Verse 2. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in thy house? And she said, Thy handmaid had not anything in the house, save a pot of water.
I'm going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 3 through 9, first in the Hebrew.
2 Kings chapter 4, verse 3 in the Hebrew. Wayamar, Lakia, Sha'alia, Lak, Kalayum, Mun, Hakarwataza, Ma'af, Kal, Shakanakia, Kolium, Rakyum, all, Matha, Thama, Ayatya, verse 4, Waba'af, Wasa, Garath, Hadalath, Ba'aidak, Waba'aid, Banyak, Wayataza Quath, Al, Kal, Hakolium, Ha'Allah, Waha La'a, Thasa Yaiga, verse 5, Wathalak, Ma'athua, Watha Sagar, Hadalath, Ba'aida, Waba'aid, Banya, Hum, Magashium, Alaya, Wahaya'a, Maya Tazakwath, verse 6, Wayahaya, Kamala'ath, Hakolium, Watha Amar, Al, Bana, Hagayasha, Olia, Iwad, Kolia, Waya Amar, Olia, Ayan, Iwad, Kolia, Waya Imad, Hashaman, verse 7. With a Ba'a, with a God, La'ayash, Alahayim, Wayamar, Lakia, Makaria, Hashaman, Washalamya, Nashayakya, Wa'ah, Bana Yahya, Fakayaya, Bana Wathar. So, verse 8, Wayahaya, Hayawam, Wayaibar, Allah Yashai, Al, Shawanam, Washam, Asha, Garawala, Watha Chazak, Bawa, La'akal, Lacham, Wayahaya, Madya, Ibarwa, Yasar, Shema, La'akal, Lakam, verse 9. Watha Amar, Al, Ayashha, Ayasha, so like it. Hana, Na'a, Yada'if, Ya, Kaya, Ayash, Alahayim, Quadawash, Hawa'a, Ibar, Awal, Alyanawa, Thamayad, and that's it.
Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 3 through 9 in the English. So, go.
Verse 3. Then he said, go borrow these vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels. Borrow not a few. And when thou art come in, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and shalt pour out into all those vessels, and thou shalt set aside that which is full. So she went from him and shut the door upon her, and upon her sons who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. And it came to pass, when the vessels were full, that she said unto her son, bring me yet a vessel. And he said unto her, there is not a vessel more, and the oil stayed. Verse 7. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, go sell the oil and pay the debt, and live thou and thy children of the rest. Verse 8. And it fell on the day that Elisha passed the Shunem, where was a great woman, and she constrained him to eat bread. And so it was that as oft as he passed by, he turned in thither to eat bread. Verse 9. And she said unto her husband, behold now, I perceive that this is a holy man of God, which passeth by us continually.
Excellent. Let me just say a couple things about this part. I'm due to time, but I can't go into a lot. There's a few things about this part that's very interesting. Is that when they were dealing with the man of the Most High, they didn't get an attitude, they didn't question, they actually did what he said. They actually did what he said. And even sometimes, when you got a prophet or a priest of the Most High, you're like, well, what do they, I don't fully understand, but they walked by faith knowing that this was a man of the Most High. And when they obeyed and listened to him, they were blessed. And then you notice how the lady, when they saw that Elisha was passing by, that they took care of him. Okay, they fed him. Okay, and that's how blessings can come too. And that's a precept to that, how you can take care of the Levite, or the Levite, your gates, or the poor, or the widow. You help out, your community, even the people that are serving you. Okay, so there's a lot of details right there that's pretty important. You want to add?
The only thing I wanted to add is like today, when you see prophets like coming into this truth, and you understand what the ISUPK stands for and what they do, and this is our Most High, right? And these are the prophets that are for Israel. These are the prophets for Israel, meaning when they giving information and they're giving you wisdom and stuff, it's only for your well-being. Like in the world, they have alternative motives. You know what I mean? They want money, they want certain things, or they just want the image of I'm holy. But in here, it really don't matter. You know what I mean? The only thing these prophets in here we care about is pleasing the Most High. And the Most High said have brotherhood and sisterhood. So that is a law. So in a sense, when a prophet is telling you something, only telling you might not like what you have to do, but this is coming from the laws and the commandments of the Most High. So this is only going to benefit us. You know what I'm saying? Come. But that was it.
So,
Second Kings chapter 4, verse 17.
If I could say, the ISUPK is integrity. A Christian pastor does not have integrity. You know what I'm saying? The Christian pastor tell you to do something, he's not even doing it. You know what I'm saying? He's not one. Pastors don't put tithes in the plate. You know what I'm saying?
Don't take them now.
Come on, man.
Come. No sweat. All right, we're going to continue. Do you have any questions? All right, we're going to go continue here. We're in 2 Kings chapter 4, 10 through 16. We're going to read that in the Hebrew. Then we're going to read that in the English. All right, 2 Kings chapter 4, 10 through 16 in the Hebrew. Na'isha, Na'a, Al-Yath, Bayar, Potana, Wanashiam, Lawa, Sham, Mata, Washalakan, Wakasa'a, Wamana, Wara, Wahaya, Baba Awa, Aliyanawa, Yasawar, Shema, Shalom. Verse 11, Wayahaya, Hayawam, Wayaba'a, Shema, Wayasar, Al, Ha'ilaya, Wayashaka, Shema. We're in 2 Kings chapter 4, and we're in verse 12. Verse 12, Wayamar, Al, Kazaya, Shalom, Na'arwa, Kora'ah, Lasha, Wana, Mayath, Haza'ath, Wayakorah, Laha, Wafa, Aimad, Lapanyawa, verse 13. What are we going to do? 13 through, I'm sorry. 17. 17 through what? Waya Amar, Lawa, Amar, Na'a, Alya, Hana.
We got at 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 17 through 23.
Oh, we already read the one 10 through. I don't think we read 10 through 17. Yeah. Come. Verse 13. Waya Amar, Lawa, Amar, Na'a, Alya, Hana, Wakara, Olyanawa, Call, Hakar, Radah, Haza'ah, Maha, Ma'aishawa, La, Hayash, letter bar, lot, all, lot, awa, all, shar, hatazaba, with a amar, with a wat, anya, anakia, yashabath. Verse 14, waya amar, wama, la aishawat, laha, waya amar, gaya chazia, abal, bun, ayat, laha, or las, wa yasha, zakwan. Verse 15, waya amar, korah, laha, waya korah, la, wasa aimad, bapa sak. Verse 16, you want 16, correct? Waya amar, lama, wa ain, azar, ka'aif, kaya, afya, kabarquaf, bun, wasa amar, al, adanya, ayash, alahayim, al, fakaza, basha, kafka. And that's it.
Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 10 through 16 in the English.
Come. Let us make a little chamber, I pray thee, on the wall, and let us set for him there a bed, and a table, and a stool, and a candlestick. And it shall be, when he cometh to us, that he shall turn into them.
You see how they treat one of the prophets of the Most High, very kind, very hospitable. Excellent.
Verse 11, and it fell on a day that he came to them, and he turned into the chamber and lay there. And he said to Gehazi, his servant, call this Shunammite. And when he had called her, she stood before him. And he said unto him, say now unto her, behold, thou hast been careful for us with all this care. What is it to be done for thee? Wouldest thou be spoken for to the king, or to the captain of the host? And she answered, I dwell among my own people. And he said, what then is to be done for her? And Gehazi answered, verily, she hath no child, and her husband is old. And he said, call her. And when he had called her, she stood in the door. Verse 16, and he said, about this season, according to the time of life, thou shalt embrace a son. And she said, nay, my lord, thou man of God, do not lie unto thine handmaid.
Stop right there. So have you noticed that when these people were faithful and loyal to the Most High and his law, statutes, and commandments, these priests or these servants of the Most High, when they treat to the Most High of somebody that was being kind and would bless them. You think about even Abraham when they were visited, and they told Sarah about this time that you were going to have a child. Okay, and Sarah laughed. Okay, that's pretty much where Isaac came from. It's the same context here. Okay, that when you are doing your part and follow the law, statutes, commandments, the Most High will bless you, and the prophets, the priests, the Most High, they'll pray to the Most High on your behalf, saying, this person has been very kind to me. Please remember them. Remember the kindness of whoever, Batak, or remember the kindness of Korah that they've shown unto me. So that's something that you want to think about. And he said, because of this, you will have a child. She was barren. All right.
It would be used as a precept for a preacher say, show me another example in the Bible where a woman was old and that kid.
Well, it says her husband was old. I'm not sure if she was old. She was
barren.
She was just barren. There was
another example.
There's another example of barren. But you can show. There's a lot of examples where women were barren, and because of their faithfulness, because even nowadays, a woman not bearing a child, that could be heartbreaking to them. That could be very detrimental. So even thinking about this time, so it's a good point though.
Verse 17.
Now we in Salaki. It's now 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 17 through 23 in the Hebrew.
17 to 23.
For
what? 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 17 in the Hebrew. With a har. Oh, sorry. You see? Okay. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 17 in the Hebrew, with a har, ha'asha, with a la, bun, lama, wa'aif, hazar, ka'aif, chayam, ashar, dabar, alya, alayashai, verse 18, waya gadol, hayalad, waya haya, hayawam, waya taza'a, all, abayawa, all, hakwa tazarium, verse 19, wayamar, all, abayawa, ra'ashya, waya amar, all, hana'ar, sha'ahawa, all, amawa, verse 20, waya sha'ahawa, waya hawa, all, amawa, waya shab, all, barakya, I, hatazaharium, waya ma, verse 21, with a al, with a sha, kabahawa, al, mataf, ayash, ha'alahayim, with a sagar, ba'aiwa, with a taza'ah, verse 22, with a korah, all, ayasha, with a amar, shalaka, na'a, laya, achad, man, hana, aryam, with a akaf, fanawaf, wa taza'ah, ayash, ha'alahayim, wa ashawaba, verse 23, wa yamar, mada, wa afya, hala kafya, al yahawa, it's like it, al yawa, it's like it, hayawam, la'ab, chadash, wa la'ab, shabbat, with amar, shalom, and that's it. Okay, we'll call Ayasha. Would you mind getting oh, actually, is there an extra headband over there? The one. Ayasha, get you this headband.
Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 17 through 23 in the English.
Oh God. And the one. Oh God. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 17. And the woman conceived and bare a son at that season that Elijah had said unto her, according to the time of life. And when the child was grown and fell on the day, then he went out to his father to the reapers. Verse 19. And he said unto his father, my head, my head. And he said to a lad, carry him to his mother. And when he had taken him and brought him to his mother, he sat on her knees till noon, and then he died.
So stop right here. So this is also disheartening. The prophet of the Most High promised her a son, and then the child. We don't know how old the child was, but I don't know how long it's a lad. So, and then he dies. So that's very heartening. Because if a child was promised and then the child was taken away. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God and shut the door upon him and went out. Verse 22. And she called unto her husband and said, send me, I pray thee, one of the young men and one of the asses, that I may run to the man of God and come again. Verse 23. And he said, wherefore wilt thou go to him today? It is neither new moon nor Sabbath. And she said, it shall be well.
Now we're going to be reading 2 Amadia. Ya'asha, present thyself in thy registry.
Ya'asha, Banga, Banya Shalom.
Ya'asha, Banga, Banya Shalom.
Yahweh Shema Shabbat.
Yahweh Shema Shabbat.
Shabian. Okay, now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 23, 24 through 30, first in the Hebrew.
2 Kings chapter 4, verse 24 in the Hebrew. Habash, Ha'athan, that's like Ha'athwan, so like with Amar, all, Na'ira, Nahad, Walak, all, Fa'ai, Laya, Lara, Kaya, Amarathia, Lak, verse 25, with a Lak, with Ayash, Alahayim, Har, Hakara, Mo, Wayahaya, Karawa, Ayash, Alahayim, Thug, Managad, Wayamar, Wayakazia, Naarawa, Hana, Hasha, Wanamyas, Halaz, verse 26. Aitha, Wawataza, Na'a, Asha, Wa Amar, La, Hashalam, La, Hashalam, La Yashak, Hashalam, La Yala, with Amar, Shalom, verse 27. With a Ayash, Alahayim, Hahar, with a Kazak, Waragaliwa, Waya Gash, Waya Khazia, Laha the Pa, Wayamar Ayash, Alahayim, Harapa, La Haya, Napasha, Mara, Laha, Salak, La, Wayahaya, Ha'alim, Mamanya, Wala'a, Hagayad, Laya, verse 28. Wafa Amar, Hasha Alafia, Bun, Ma'af, Adanya, Hala'a, Waya Amarathia, La'ab, Fashala, Afia, verse 29. Wayamar, Lagayagazia, Chagar, Mathanyaka, Wakwak, Masha'ai Nafya, Mayadka, Walak, Kaya, Sama Taza Ayash La Sabarak Nawa, Wakaya, Wayabaraka, Ayash La Fa'ai Ainanwa, Washamath, Masha'ai Nafya, all, Panya, Hana'ar, verse 30. With Amar, it's like an Hana'ar, Chaya, Yahweh, Wachaya, Napashka, I Zabak, Wayakwam, Wayalak, Karya, and that's it.
Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 23, 24, verse 24 through 30 in the end.
2 Kings chapter 4, verse 24. Then she saddled an ass and said to her servant, drive and go forward, slacken not thy riding for me, except I bid thee. Verse 25. So she went and came unto the man of God to Mount Carmel. And it came to pass when the man of God saw her afar off, that he said to
Gehazi,
his servant, behold, yonder is that Shunammite. Verse 6, run now, I pray thee. Verse 26, run now, I pray thee, to meet her, and say unto her, is it well with thee? Is it well with thy husband? Is it well with the child? And she answered, It is well. Verse 27. And when she came to the man of God to the hill, she caught him by the feet, but
Gehazi, Salakia.
Gehazi came near to thrust her away. And the man of God said, Let her alone, for her soul is vexed within her, and the Lord hath hid it from me, and have not told me. Verse 28. Then she said, Did I desire a son of my Lord? Did I not say, Do not deceive me? Verse 29. Then he said to Gehazi, Gird up thy loins, and take my staff in thy hand, and go thy way. If thou meet any man, salute him not, and if any salute thee, answer him not again. And lay my staff upon the face of the child. Verse 30. And the mother of the child said, As the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And he arose and followed her.
It's a woman of faith right here. I mean, you can see the faith that this woman has. And that she knew that she was dealing with a man of God. That she really was walking. This is showing faith right here. That she knew that this man of God, she trusted in this man of God, that he had her best interest in her family. And notice that she said she wouldn't leave his side. Okay? This is a great example of a woman in the Bible that has a lot of faith.
Can I say one thing? Like, when we go through situations, right? We all go through them repeatedly every day. Right? Staying firm when things get hectic and you want to move quick, be patient. Even when you can't fathom the outcome, be patient. If you get counsel, be patient and you just follow the direction. Because again, prophets and counsel is all they did to help everybody. You know what I'm saying? But that's a clear example of right there. Like, you ask for something, you get something, then the most possible wrong thing can happen, right? A disaster can happen. You still gotta just stay, you know what I mean, focused. Don't be like, well, forget it. You know what I mean? Like, we have that ethic mentality sometimes.
And if I could, Christians use this scripture right here, that verse 28, and turned it into a song. You ever heard that? It is well with my soul.
All right, so now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 31 through 34, and then 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 1 through 3. First in Hebrew.
Slide, we have verse 34, right?
At 2 Kings chapter 4, and we're reading verses 31 through 34, and then we're at 2 Kings 5, 1 through 3. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 31 in the Hebrew. Waga Chazia Ibar Lapanyaham Waya Sham Hama Shainaf Panya Hanar Wa'ayan Kwal Slakia Wa'ayan Kwasha Wayasha Lakwara Afwa Wayagad La'a Slakia Lawa La'amar La'a Hakwa Yataza Hana'ar, verse 32. Wayaba'a Alya Shai Haba Yata Wahana Hana'ar Maf Mashakab Al Matafua, verse 33. Waya Sagar Hada Lot Ai Shana Yaham Waya Law Al Yahweh, verse 34. Waya Al Waya Shakab Al Salakia Hayala Waya Sham Hayawa, Hayawa, Ow, Hayawa, Wa I Yanyawa, Ow, I Yanyawa, Waka Haya, Hayawa, Ow, Kabawa, Waya Gahar, Alyawa, Waya Kam, Bashar, Hayallah, verse 35.
With 30,
No, I see it. I see it. Let's make sure it's on. Should be 31 through. It should be 38. Okay. Let me see. Go back so I can. Verse 30, verse 35. Where you shab, where you lock, where you yaf, kaf, hana, where kaf, hana, ya al, where ya gahar, al yawa, where ya zarar, and the ar, I, shabai, I, mayam, where ya pa, and the ar, I, young yawa. Verse 36. Verse 36. Waya Korah, all. Gaya Kazia, Waya Mar, Korah, all. Asha Namayaf, as a ah, Waya Korah, Wafa, Wawa, all you are, Waya Mar, Sha Ya, Bunyaka, Bunka, Salaki. Verse 37. Wafa Wafa Paul, Al, Wagoliwa, Wafa Fatwa, Aratasaha, Wafa Sha'a, Bana, Wafa Taza'a, verse 38. Wa'alaya Shai, Hagala Gala, Hagal Gala, Wahar, Hara'aim, Ba'arataza, Wabunya, Hanabaya Ayam, Yashabyam, Lapanyawa, Wayamar, Na'arawa, Shapa, Hasayar, Hagada, Wala, Wabashal, Nazayad, Labunya, Hanabaya Ayam, verse 39. Waya Taza'a, Ha, Al, Hashada, Lalakwat, Arak, Waya Mataza'a, the Pun, Shada, Waya Lakwat, Mamanwa, Bapa Aif, Shada, Mala'a, Bagadwa, Waya Ba'a, Waya Palak, All, Sayar, Hanazayad, Kaya La'a, Yadaiwa. On the second Kings chapter 4, 31 through 30.
2 Kings chapter 4, verse 31. And Gehazi passed on before them and laid the staff upon the face of the child. But there was neither voice nor hearing. Wherefore he went again to meet him, and told him, saying, the child is not awake. Verse 32. And when Elijah was come into the house, behold, the child was dead, and laid upon his bed. Verse 33. He went in therefore, and shut the door upon them, and prayed unto the Lord. Verse 34. And he went up and laid upon the child, and put his mouth upon his mouth, and his eyes upon his eyes, and his hands upon his hands. And he stretched himself upon the child, and the flesh of the child waxed warm. Verse 35. Then he returned and walked in the house to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him. And the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. Verse 36. And he called Gehazi and said, call this
Shunammite.
So he called her, and when she was And when she was come in unto him,
She came when she was coming to him. You're right.
and when she was come in unto him, he said, Take up thy son. Verse 37. Then she went in and fell at his feet and bowed herself to the ground and took up her son and went out. Verse 38. And Elijah came again to
Gilgal.
and there was a dark in the land, and the sons of the prophets were sitting before him. And he said unto his servants, Set one on the great pot, and seed pottage for the sons of the prophets.
Question. Is there any significance to the number of times that he sneezed? Or was that it's just in the scripture? Is there
I'm
any?
not really
Sure.
I remember Captain Zazaria one time I was talking. I don't know if there's because it could be. I'll have to check with General Mahine. But it could be sometimes slang talk. Like I haven't seen you in a minute.
Come on.
I haven't seen you in a month of Sunday. Sometimes when they say like 7 times, it could be just like
a couple times.
Completely done. You fully did it.
Because
there's sometimes in the scripture the Most High was like you've disobeyed me these 10 times, like fully, like to the max. So it could be, but like I said, I'll check with General Mahine. But a lot of times it's like black talk. Great question. Like a general expression. Figure of speech.
Like
I'll double check though.
Sir.
Right. Let's go.
Mario.
This is people up here.
Oh, Salaki.
Via Charlotte.
Come.
This is for everybody. Imanium, which means to stand. All right, Amani, Wapanya Aquadam, which means rise and face the east. We're going to read the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, then the English. The Lord's Prayer, Abanah.
Yabashamar. Yadash. Ayah. Shakar. Yahweh. Lakwaka. Ritagaka. Ayah. Asha. Barataza. Kawa. Ayah. Mashimai. Thamna. Akam. Paul. Kawan. Masalakna. Akawakna. Asalakna. Yakawakna. Wala ah. Dabada Aina. Wasale one. Abor. Shina. Ayan. Right. Laka. Lakna. Wala Aya. Wahabat Ara. Iman. Our Father, which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
This is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Baba Kushah. The thumbnail. Hakat. Hakat. Rabba. We'll call my wife. Hakat. Batazar. Hamasasarayim. Hakat. Hakna. Hamakna. Arakawa. Atazamaliah. And Rashan. Bashim Yahushua. The water Aman. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh, please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power to cleanse unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you, so big. Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Barakanah, Rasha Allah, Rabba Sapar, Barak, Magun, Hagun, Bashim Yahushua, the water Aman. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so big. Salaki.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Roma Yaka Allah. Wa Allah Hayy. Batazab Yah. Allah Wak Yahana. Ha Allah Wakim. Ha Sarundim. Ha Kutaza Yandim. Ha Kayayodim. Wa Ha Akwakim. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Allah Rahman.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angel.
And the angel.
Commanding General Yahweh.
Commanding General Yahweh.
The general.
The general.
The captain.
Captain.
The officer.
The officer. The trooper. The trooper.
And the sister.
And the sister.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so big. This is Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha Ah.
Aisha Ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Al-Haharian.
Ahahari.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Izarian.
Azari.
Izarian.
Azari.
Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayan.
Shamiyan.
Aratazah.
Aratazah.
Al-Yathan.
Ayathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Ragalka.
Ragal.
Ayanawam.
Ayawam.
Shamarka.
Shamar.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yamawam.
La'ah.
Wala'ah.
La'ah.
Yishan.
Yishan.
Shabamar.
Shamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamar.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Zor.
Al-Yah.
Aliyah.
Yemikah.
Yemikah.
Yamamam.
Yamamam.
Hashamash.
Hashemah.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakakah.
Yemikah.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Waliyalah.
Wayarak.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashemar.
Makorah.
Makorah.
Yashamar.
Yashemar.
Abdelpashka.
Ashmar.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashemar.
Tazafka.
Taza'as.
Wawa'aka.
Wa'aka.
Mayatha.
Wa'aka.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Awalam.
Awalam.
Amam.
Aman. In the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hill.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade.
Yahweh is thy shade.
Upon thy right hand.
Upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
From all evil.
from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forward.
From this time forward,
Even forevermore.
even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it.
This is Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Aldamiyalaka. Alpha Karash.
Alpha Karash.
Alpha Shakwat.
Alpha Shakwat.
Al.
Al.
Kayamana.
Palatiyah.
Oyamdika.
Alayamdika.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Mashanayaka.
Mashanayaka.
Hashawa.
Hashawa.
Ra'ah.
Ra'ash.
Al Imaka.
Al Imaka.
Arayamwa.
Al Aram.
Sawa.
Wa.
The
I Tazawa. After the one become. Amara. Lakama. Wilakatya. Magali. Wala. That's a car. Sham Yashal. Awa. Aya. But the I Tazawa. La. Lakai. Lakam. Riyah. Rakhwa. Aholia. Arawam. With the Shemai Ayawam. Abba. With the guard. The ball. I'm the Wam. I'm the lock. The shot. The Shamya. Such a war. Gum Ashawar. Ashawar. Aywa. Razawar. Labanya Lawa. Salah. Ashalaham. Kamadian. Kasa Hasara. Kayapya. Nakal. Kayashwan. Shemakwa. Bayanda Hara. Ayawam. Yaman. Adama. Tamwa. Wakwa. Kahara. Asa'aba. Kasabat. Katazamina. Kwanasaya Kamba. Ashar. Amar. Rashad. Lewa. Lewa. Alahayim. Alahayim. Thumwa. Gumwa. Quash. Punraka. Ka'ash. Abba Ira. Alahaba. Alaha. Tari. Kam. Erdapla. That's an Iraka. That's a Sapak. Kalabaham. Alaham. Alaham. Kalawan. Kalakashwa. Shaka. Yahawah. Yabashwa. Yahara. Ayah. Hayakar. Bagwa. The Iowa. Haya. Atham. Shakam. Yahawah. Yabaka. Ayawan. Akar. Haratazah. Aman.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh. For lo,
thy enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come.
Come.
And let us cut them off from being a
And
nation.
let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel
May be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
The Baal.
And Ammon.
Amalek.
Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. To Sisera. And to Jabez. At the brook Kassar. They perish at Endor. They have come as dung for the earth. Let their nose like a rat. And like Zed. Yea. All the princes of Zabot. And Zamuna. Who said, let us take to ourselves Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As the fire burns through wood. As the flame set the mountain on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. Make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name, Yahweh. Let them be confounded. Trouble forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame and perish. That men may know thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High for all the earth. So be it. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living. Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh Shah,
listen to us now,
right
right now.
now.
Send evils and curses
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
that speak against us,
thy prophets,
thy
thy teachers,
the
the
princes,
princes,
the
the
priests,
priests,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school.
send evils and curses
And punishment and destruction
to the heathen
and shake loose the treasure
of the rich of Israel
that refuse to give to the school,
to force their riches
to enter into thy sanctuary.
send
Send evils and curses
and
and punishment and destruction
to the Edomites
and the nations
and their drug dealers,
court system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
Islam,
Christianity,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian movement,
the lesbian movement,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space program,
Army,
Navy,
Air Force, Marines, Wall Street,
open up the internet
and the airwaves,
the cable access channel,
and the radio channel.
the spirit
Of any of thy people
seek to stop us,
bring swift destruction
in all the heathen
that stand in our way.
let's try to stop us,
Broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
let loose all the plagues,
Let loose all the plagues
that cause them to go to and fro
through the earth
and consume them.
and
The plagues
shake the house of the thief
and the murder.
Let
Let Yahweh Shai,
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
and punish all the heathen
that come up against us
as we speak thy word,
cause it to be known
by all
that is the angels have done it, cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world, cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it.
Sir, sisters, Ashabi, Yeshabi,
I mean, sit. Shalom.
men of Israel, gird up thy loins and prepare us to salute the Torah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Rock Yah.
Yahweh Bashem Yashab Rakah. That's like, let's put up. Right. Kind of mad, again. To your chest, Now, other hand. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak, Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Yah.
This concludes the Sabbath service.
Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imani Shabbat, Imani, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Thumb.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Thumb.
Yakimata, Shar, which means the term. Sisters, Imani. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imani Shabbat, Imani, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Thumb Hashem Yahshua.
Yakimata, class is next.
Excellent. Excellent. What you need, sir? What, the camera? Can I clean it? Can I come?
Yeah, you got, yeah, one of us got that.
No sweat.
But only the teachers
Come.
come.
Come.